Fantastic. I am looking forward to talking some sports, so let's get it.
All right. Yes, let's get into it. So, actually, we'll start there with March Madness. And so, Kerm, didn't know Ian was a Brewers fan. Yeah, you got to rep it. Um, I mean, they'll be an interesting team to watch this year. Uh, but looking at March Madness, you know, I feel like this tournament hasn't been as crazy as it has been in past years, but we did see a number one get knocked off. Florida losing in interesting fashion. They're up late. They decide to press. They get lost in the press, and leave the dude from I can't remember his last name, but the dude from Iowa opening in the corner for the three. Obviously, he was the guy who was involved in the little altercation earlier in the game, so a lot of people were like, "Oh, he shouldn't have been out there anyway." Neither here nor there. But what did you think about that decision from Florida to press, knowing that time was running out? They were up, and because I know like the analysts and stuff were saying, if you're going to do that, don't put the guy on the ball inbounding, because all it takes is for one guy to get loose, and now your defense is all screwed up. But yeah, like what do you think about the end to that game, and also your other thoughts on the March Madness first week? Your kind of observations from the first week of March Madness.
Let's see. I completely I agree with that though. When it comes to pressing, if you're gonna press, you probably shouldn't. It depends how much time's on the clock, right? I don't think you need somebody glued to the inbounder. You need to make sure somebody like keeps track of the inbounder because that tends to be the most dangerous guy on an inbounds play. But that being said, I don't think you need to keep somebody glued to him. And yeah, honestly, I'm happy that Iowa knocked off Florida. Like we needed more upsets. This is kind of a slightly boring. I'm not gonna say it's a boring March Madness because there's a lot of great games, but in terms of like upsets and Cinderella runs, it's a little boring. So I'll take it. I've had a lot of fun watching the tournament so far. Say, of course, I wouldn't say that maybe my biggest disappointment is Wisconsin, but then I remember it's a Wisconsin sports team in a big game. Should have known that they were going to choke the first one away.
I mean, obviously losing a High Point. That was a game that some people were looking to as an upset potential. I thought Wisconsin would pull that out, and I thought Wisconsin, if they could have gotten through that game, maybe could have won another one, possibly, because Wisconsin was a pretty good team. But I guess Ian, what were your thoughts from the first week, and I guess Florida as the only number one to fall?
I just thought it was really interesting how Iowa attacked that. They just kind of kept pressure on Florida and just really stuck to the game plan that they had in place. And, they found, what was his last name? I think I have it somewhere. Bulgaris. They found him open for that three, which is huge for them. And Florida had an opportunity to still score another basket, and I don't know what that pass was underneath the rim. If you're going to attack it and you're going to kick it somewhere, kick it out, but you've got to be mindful of the clock too. You had 1 second when you made that pass. It's you screwed doing that.
So
just
guy
take the
surrounded by
shot.
like 4 defenders.
Yeah, just take the shot at that point if you're going to just attack the rim. But I found it a very interesting weekend. Had a little bit of a struggles with I had BYU going to the Sweet 16, and I had Florida going to the Elite Eight. But other than that, bracket's pretty much still intact. So it's looking pretty good. A lot of good games.
Yeah. I was just looking at mine. I think a lot of my Sweet 16 is still available as well. So yeah, I think if you're in that kind of position after the first weekend, I think you're doing pretty good. I'm looking on ESPN and they have their celebrities who filled out a bracket. Could you maybe guess who's doing the best of the celebrity brackets on ESPN. Who do you think it is?
You know what? I'm gonna guess a real ball knower. I'm gonna guess Barack Obama.
Okay. When you set it up, I didn't know that's where you're gonna go with it. Okay.
I like he's no he, like the two guys that I've seen hooping in the celebrity wing there are obviously got Adam Sandler, loves the hoop, always looks like he always dresses like he's ready for a pickup game at LA Fitness. And then we've seen Obama ball out a couple times, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna guess Obama as the best bracket.
Okay, so I'll give you a hint, and then I'll probably let you give another guess. It is an ESPN employee.
Oh, it's an ESPN employee.
Yes.
Now you really gotta dumb it down to try to guess. I'm gonna guess it's your guy, Big Perk.
Okay.
Celtics legend.
Only to him. Ian, who would you think?
The first guess I was gonna have was Logan Paul, probably, just like he's got like a betting app, and I don't know, just seems like it'd be like outlandish if he had the best bracket.
Right.
As far as ESPN goes, though, yeah, I'm at a loss. I'm trying to think of who it might be.
He is attached to college basketball.
I can't think of him. No.
Okay. The best bracket, Jay Billis.
Oh, okay.
His bracket is pretty impressive. He's, I think, missed like 3 games. I think one was a South Florida pick. A couple of them like 10, 7 games that he was wrong on. But other than that, his bracket looks pretty good. The guys on ESPN absolutely do a bracket. Some of them are, kind of shocking. Like Jay Williams is doing pretty good. Dick Vitale's pretty good. And then Joe Lunardi, Mr. Bracketology himself. I'm doing as well as he is. That makes me feel pretty good. Like that guy's whole life is college basketball, and he's doing just as good as I am. So I'll take that. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But yeah. So Florida's the only number 1 to go down. In terms of kind of like what Brett said, the upsets haven't been plenty this year, but there are a couple of teams that I guess are somewhat surprises. Texas being a first 4 team, then beating BYU, then beating Gonzaga. Like I feel like that's one of the surprises of the tournament. And now they have a legit shot to really probably mess up everybody's bracket facing Purdue this coming week. And if they could pull that off, then, it'll be an interesting story there. Outside of that, nothing really. Well, Nebraska went from a team that's never won a tournament game to now winning 2, beating Troy, and then kind of upsetting Vanderbilt, even though they were the 4 seed against the 5 seed. But I think a lot of people assumed if Nebraska even got past Troy, that Vanderbilt probably would have beaten them. So they at least have that. I guess that's kind of a good story of the tournament. And then, what did Kerm say? Yeah. The fact that we're getting St. John's Duke and then Michigan State UConn, the big boys facing off against each other, makes the East region probably must watch for this upcoming week. St. John's is a team that I feel like people thought were kind of ranked too low as a 5 seed. Now, if they go out and beat a Duke team, they could probably have some validity to that. And the Michigan State and UConn are 2 teams that I think some people who probably fill out a bracket might have been a little hesitant on pushing them too far because UConn's had kind of a down year. At Michigan State, I'll be honest, I never know what to do with Michigan State teams because they usually play really good defense. Offensively, they're and then they kind of lose second round or something. And right now, they might have the best point guard in the tournament right now in Fears, who was first game had 11 assists, which was one of the best in Michigan State history. Then backed it up with 16 against Louisville. So maybe he's got a 20 assist game in him. I don't know. We'll see. I wanted St. John's. Bring it on. Okay. Remember that Duke was in a tough East region at the beginning of this tournament. That's true. Yes. And it's kind of playing out that way. Let's see. What else do we want to mention? So Michigan has gone through as your other one seed, Arizona. Kind of a tough test with Utah State for a little bit, and then they kind of took over. Then Duke. All right, so looking at the number one seeds, I guess who would you say has performed the best so far, and who are you looking at as maybe the next one to possibly fall, if any of the three? So right now we'd have Arizona facing Arkansas, Duke's got St. John's that we just mentioned, and then Michigan's got Alabama.
Hey, you know what? I picked Michigan. I say my brackets are all messed up, but you know what? I picked Michigan to win the entire thing. So at least they're they haven't let me down yet, which probably means they're getting killed by Alabama. But you know what? All up top, go Michigan.
Michigan has a lot of size. Like if they are able to do it, like you can absolutely see how they would. I mean, Ian, for you, like who's the one seed that maybe has impressed you the most, and who do you think might be the next one to fall?
I'd say like the first round of games, like round of 64 games, I'd say Arizona probably impressed me the most. But then for the whole tournament so far, I'd probably say Michigan, just with how consistent they've been playing. The team the number one seed that I think could fall off next, is, even though I have them winning the whole thing, is Duke. Just having such a slow start in back-to-back games now. Mm-hmm. Once they play somebody that's actually like decent, like not saying that TCU isn't decent, not saying that Siena wasn't good, because Siena gave them a run for their money, but they can't be down like that going into half against a very competitive team. And with what I've seen from them so far, if they keep that up, they're going to be the next knocked off.
Okay. I think I'm trying to see which number one did I have. I kind of had all of them making the final. Well, not the final four, the Elite Eight. But I feel like Michigan might be the team I was the least confident in. As crazy as that sounds, looking at the way Duke's bracket kind of lined up. I don't know. I just thought maybe Michigan would fall into a bit of a trap, almost like Florida, because Florida's kind of a big team as well. And we saw Iowa kind of speed them up at times, and I felt like that's kind of where Iowa probably succeeded against them. But then now that I've watched Michigan, I'm really impressed by kind of their big men and their ability to really handle themselves on the perimeter defensively. Because a lot of times when you have big men, you're afraid that they get switched out on, and then guards beat them, which completely sinks your defense. Michigan doesn't really have that problem. So I might agree with you that it's Duke, because I think St. John's might be the toughest matchup of the three. I think Arkansas could probably give Arizona a pretty good run as well. But yeah, I'd probably say it's probably Duke, which will probably make a lot of fans happy, because we know Duke is one of those schools that, if you went there, you love them. Then you probably hate them. All right, let's see. Okay, so I guess it's a quick update. Brett, you said you have Michigan winning it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still good. Ian, who did you have winning it all?
I have Duke winning it all.
Okay. I got Houston. So we got three different ones. and all of our teams are still in it. So
I thought you were going to have Boston College winning it all.
I would love to see Boston College just make one of these years. Like
Oh, fair.
the schools up there between them and UMass. I mean, BU probably has like the best chance of getting in, but yeah, I don't know. It's been a while. I missed the Troy Bell days. Those were some good days at BC, but I just kind of assume none of them are going to make it, and I just, take my allegiances elsewhere. Let's see. All right, so any other observations from March Madness before we move on? Oh, have you guys been watching the women's tournament as well?
I haven't seen any of the games, but I've been keeping up with it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Bro, be right back. So I will say, I've seen a couple of those games as well. I think from what I've seen, I feel like UConn's clearly the best. But, we know with these tournaments, all it takes is one slip up and you could definitely lose. But I just don't see who does that to UConn.
They're currently at 47-8.
They're just an absolute juggernaut right now. Look, it must be easy being Gino Auriemma. Like you roll out of bed, you have like one of the best recruiting classes, and it's just turnover each year. So yeah, hard to see anybody beating them. Although there's going to be some tough teams out there. You can't count out South Carolina. Don Staley's a really good coach, but yeah, it's straight UConn for me. Yeah, they're playing poor old Syracuse. All right, so let's go to the NFL. Free agency has kind of obviously slowed down. We already know that. But a wide receiver did get paid. JSN, locked up by the Seahawks, was the annual average, like $42.5 million a year, I believe. I feel like we could all agree. Money well spent. JSN is a great young wide receiver. They're coming off of a Super Bowl, so it made a lot of sense. But looking at remaining free agents that are out there, who do you think is that guy that could have the most impact on a team once he's signed? There are some interesting names out there still.
So, yeah, the best part about the JSN deal is he still has 2 years on his rookie contract, so it's really spread out over 6 years. So I think it's closer to an average of I think the new deal is like $42 million, but if you added like this 2 years in the rookie contract, it's closer to like 30 something. But free agent
value for him.
Oh, absolutely. That's why you extend early. Hope you're listening, Jerry Jones. Best free agent still available. I'd say it's tough. I think maybe the most impactful one. I know Tyler Decker's out there. A lot of teams need help on that O-line. But I thought 49ers Juwan Jennings was an absolute baller for him last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you can get him on a discount, that might end up being the steal of the offseason. He's going to be very good wherever he goes. It's kind of shocking he hasn't found a new home yet.
I agree. Yeah. And, now the wide receiver market, I guess with Stephon Diggs out there is a little bit whatever. But, yeah, I kind of thought Juwan Jennings would be one of those early signings for a team. Maybe you have a young wide receiver group. You need kind of a little vet to bring in and kind of tie it all together. But, yeah, he's still out there, very much available. I guess you, Ian, like who's your most impactful and your reactions to the JSN deal with Seattle?
I think it's a perfect deal for them. Like Brett said, you still got the 2 years on the rookie contract, and extending him early is perfect opportunity for them just to keep him under contract and really secure their future. But I feel like we have a lot of really good free agents left. Like Brett mentioned, Taylor Decker's still available. It's a great bookend for a team that's struggling to find a bookend for their offensive line. You also got Falele. You've got Joel Bitonio. There's a bunch of guys that are still available. But I think I'll go opposite side of the ball for mine that I feel like could be the most impactful is their team that's struggling for some pass rush right now.
Mhm.
Cam Jordan just came off
Yeah.
great year, showing that he still has a lot left in the tank. Yes, he's older, but you can get him on a vet minimum deal. And I feel like he could really bolster somebody's pass rush and help mentor some of the young guys and just be a great locker room presence for somebody.
Brett, I was surprised you didn't mention Falele. He's out there.
I'm sure teams are going to be tripping over themselves to sign him.
I'm kind of mad he won't be in Baltimore. It was so much fun making fun of Baltimore for rolling him out there week in and week out.
Hey, Kyle, the Patriots might need some O-line help.
I'd rather take Joel Bitonio and him's like 1 foot out the door in retirement over Falele right now. And watch them like make that signing, and I'll come on here and act like I'm excited to see him in the building. Like, no, please.
You're gonna be sounding like Chris Collins with like, now here's the guy.
I mean, look, we know the footwork's there. He's usually spinning around, blocking nobody on every play. So at least he's got that down. I don't know.
Footwork's there. He's always on the ground. No need for footwork when you're getting laid out every other play.
I mean, when he's not blocking anybody, he's got like little pirouettes and everything.
That's better than Evan Neal just trying to go at somebody's legs, start of the play, and he's on the ground, and you got a free rusher to the quarterback.
The funniest part about that too is like Evan Neal like tips it off every time, so it's coming. His head never even comes up, and just like he looks straight down, like whoop, there he goes.
Oh man! So look, I'm assuming Falele's gonna probably be out there for a little bit. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I feel like he's going to end up with the team, but he's going to be on one of those like training camp deals with a chance to make the roster. Right. I mean, hey, what somebody on this panel has his old coach, so I'm not going to.
That's why I threw him. That's why I threw him out there. I was like, great free agent available.
He's trying to pawn him up to the other teams.
Hopefully they're watching.
He's going to clip this put on Twitter. You'd see this: Panthers, Packers, Buccaneers.
I mean, that I could absolutely see that. Getting close to training camp, Giants bring him in. Harbaugh probably tells us, he's a really great player. We're just going to bring him in and bring a different. Be like, no, we know what he is. Like, don't lie to us.
If the Giants do bring him in, I need it to happen on draft night, like right as the Giants are making their pick. So we have Ian just to react to everything. Like he looks at his phone, boom, Falele. Look at the screen, boom, Giants drafted a running back. Don't even worry about it.
Driving to New York.
Right. Hey, he's there to announce the first round pick.
Yeah. Give me that mic. I'm making the pick now.
I think another name that I was kind of intrigued by, Njoku at the tight end spot. Big thing with him, past couple of years he's been injured. So it's more so about how healthy can he be next year. But if he's healthy and he plays a full season, like he is a very productive tight end. And, obviously my eyes go to him because as a Patriots fan right now, you have Hunter Henry and Julian Hill as your tight end room. Like, I assume they probably draft one, but I feel like Njoku with Henry could be a interesting tight end combo. But, I mean, he's still out there. I'm surprised by that. Heard some rumblings maybe that, some teams are looking at him, but I don't know what's going on with him right now.
Njoku
could be like the Colts and just go get some basketball player.
Right. Right, because
it worked 20 years ago.
Let's just go get another one.
Hey, Mo Alley Cox better than Austin Hooper. So greatest sports debate I've ever heard, by the way, on TikTok. If you haven't seen it, go look up the two guys that literally sit there and debate who's better between Austin Hooper and Mo Alley Cox. It's incredible.
Yeah.
No, it's funny that David Njoku just seems like that kind of guy, though, that his breakout comes as soon as he leaves Cleveland. It's kind of like how he's like T.J. Hawkinson, for example. He was, solid for Detroit, but he really blossomed as soon as he hit Minnesota. Feels like the same thing's going to happen with Njoku and Kyle Pitts. Like, those two just strike me as soon as you get to somebody that knows what they have with you, you're cooking.
Well, it helps when you don't have Arthur Smith, who's like, all right, we're going to use you as a decoy.
Yeah.
Hey, look, how else are you going to really get those weapons like Matt Collins and Scotty Miller open?
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, hey. Someone's going to make those tough decisions. Arthur Smith is willing to do that.
That man had Pitts, Robinson, Drake London, and he was just running go routes with Matt Collins. Arthur Smith, the man of the people.
Yeah, flooding the side of the field with all the talent and then just letting some guy sneak out the side.
Scotty Miller running a drag on the other end of the field. Like, who's this play for?
Huh.
Hey, what? Why are we 7-8?
Look, I said that for like 2-3 years now. You look at the talent on that side of the ball. How are you barely a 500 team? It's crazy to me. But look, now Stefanski's the guy who gets to try to figure it all out. Something tells me they'll probably look a little better with him running the show. Stephon Diggs, also a name that's out there. I saw somebody saying like Stephon Diggs might come down to Baltimore and Tennessee. And I was like, it's kind of an interesting dilemma for him. I immediately thought, if I'm Stephon Diggs, I'd go to Tennessee. You go to Baltimore, you're just going to turn into DeAndre Hopkins, who had 300 yards receiving last year, if that. We know Stephon Diggs would not go for that in a year in Baltimore. I feel like you go to Tennessee, you got Dayball, who's already there, knows you, would probably utilize you a lot better. That's just me. I don't know.
That's like the nicest way to tell a wide receiver they're washed without saying they're actually washed. Like, yeah, I think they should go to Baltimore, Tennessee. Like, we know what kind of receivers go to Baltimore and Tennessee.
I mean, that is true because, a lot of big names have gone to those spots later in their career. I didn't even actually think about that.
They got legends like Titans, Andre Johnson and Julio Jones.
Oh, the Julio Tennessee. Oh, that was brutal. But I actually do think Diggs would probably be happier there than Baltimore. Like, Zay Flowers is frustrated some games in Baltimore because they can't find him. It's like, yeah, let's throw Stephon Diggs in the mix and see how that goes. No. Plus Minter, we don't even know what kind of offense Minter's coaching staff is really going to run.
Oh, plus, you got to save that money for that $40 million a year Zay Flowers extension next year.
Yeah, somebody that's not utilized in the offense has a hard time keeping his hands on the ball.
God, if Baltimore does that, I am absolutely going to roast them. Because let's see, JSN, Zay Flowers. Yeah, okay.
They're the same.
They got
No, that's also true.
he could probably feed them easier if he wasn't choking his chef. Just saying.
Well, let's just hope he gets through an off season with no boat videos. Just stay away from it.
That's the issue. That's why they didn't win.
He was busy.
Videos.
I mean,
hey, now it's just pre-workout. They're all good.
I tried to let it go. The man had 1,000-yard regular season. Ultimately, that little baggie did it to us, man.
Yes. Speaking of someone who knows a lot about boat videos and what it does to their team's postseason success.
Yeah.
I
thought you were about to say you know a lot about little white baggies. I'm like, what are you trying to say?
No.
They turned that Giants. Didn't they turn that into a 30 for 30? Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
It is funny how they blame the entire downfall of the Giants. Yeah. Back to one picture of them on a boat together.
Exactly. And now we got Odell catching one-handed, passes in flag football.
Still getting absolutely decimated.
Dwight Howard is the king of that. I mean, that baggie that lady pulled out would make Scarface just shudder at that one. Like, that thing was huge. I was just like, lady, if you're gonna, I get it, you're trying to say something, but the minute she pulled that bag out, I was like, he has a serious problem if that's what he's using. Like, that's crazy. Well, back that big, I was expecting him to be on like some FBI list because he's got to be doing some serious dealings with that. But hey, that's Dwight Howard, future Hall of Famer now. I
Hey.
guess.
Hey, oh,
Just
we
put that in
know
his bust. When they make his bust, put that baggie right next to it.
that. Put it in the hall.
Yeah.
After party's gonna go so hard.
Exactly.
So between him, they'll get Shannon Sharp there. Not one dull moment.
Hey, bag like that, you'll get Tyrone Biggums to show up. Oh man, Dwight Howard. Never a dull moment with that guy. But yeah, so I mean, free agency, like I said, it's pretty slow right now, but hopefully some of those names do come off the board. Because like I said, like you said, Brett, Juwan Jennings, I'm surprised he's still there. I thought Taylor Decker would probably have gone sooner because, like you said, so many teams could use a pretty good tackle. Maybe he's trying to wait for the right offer. Plus, we still have the A.J. Brown stuff that will never go away, I guess, until the season kicks off. And even then, it'll just turn into, oh, maybe let's move him at the deadline. And they'll spend the whole time up to the deadline talking about A.J. Brown. But as I have, I'm part of the Romeo Dubs fan club. I hope the Patriots don't go crazy giving away too many picks just to get A.J. Brown. Let Romeo Dubs cook with McDaniels. Let's go. All right, let's go to the NBA. NBA season, we're coming down to the sprint to the playoffs. I feel like it was maybe 3 weeks ago or something we did our top 5 contenders, which is up on the Wire to Wire Facebook page. I feel like we would kind of revisit. And now, a few weeks later, who are your top 5 contenders in the NBA as of right now? So I guess we'll start with you, Ian. Who are your top 5?
I'd probably say Oklahoma City, San Francisco, Detroit. Even with the injury to Cade, I feel like he'll be back in time for a playoff push. Boston and Denver.
Okay, so OKC, San Antonio, you got Detroit, Boston, Denver. Okay. Brett, what's your 5 looking like?
Oh man, I think the 4 locks that I have are Pistons, Celtics, Thunder, Spurs. I'll say the last one is always so tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said them a couple weeks ago, but I'll stick with Cleveland. I believe in the Cavaliers.
All right, believe in the Cavaliers. Jory said, proud of her Lakers. Lakers are playing really well right now. I love I got a notification today, like, LeBron reinventing himself. And I was like, okay, well, let's calm down. Doesn't hurt that Luka can go out there and drop 60 with no problem, but, you know. LeBron's reinvented himself by taking a back seat. Like, he has to. Like, what else is he going to do?
I will say LeBron is probably the happiest guy alive right now, though.
Yeah.
We got to remember with LeBron, he's always seemingly wanted somebody to, like, take the, playmaking duties from him. Obviously, there was the infamous when he was in Cleveland, we need an effing playmaker line. So I feel like, there's some people are like, I've seen some LeBron stands complaining like, LeBron can do so much more in the offense. I'm like, I feel like LeBron's just happy right now. Just he comes out, he got somebody to take the pressure off him, and he can just kind of focus on other parts of the game. So hey, I'm here for it. I think LeBron's done a great job adjusting, and I'm happy that DeAndre Ayton has finally figured out that he's not there to get 20 post-ups a game.
Yeah, I'm sure he had to be such a big man to kind of realize that. I'll let Luka and LeBron and Austin Reeves. I'll let them run the show. I'll just play the bit part over here in the background. Like that whole storyline was hilarious to me. I honestly don't know if DeAndre Ayton saw like Arizona as a 1 seed. He had flashbacks to when he was at Arizona and was like, I need to be more part of the offense. He was never going to be that, but it's DeAndre Ayton. Luka's making an effort on defense, and it shows. I know a lot of people would kind of tie like Luka and Trae Young kind of defensive prowess together, but I always thought Luka was more of an effort guy at least than like Trae Young because of probably his size and everything. It's only so much he can do. Like Luka's a big guy. Like Luka moves his feet, he can stay in front of a lot of people. We're not asking Luka to turn into Kawhi Leonard. Like just don't give free runway to the front of the rim. And he has been doing that. They won 9 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Have kind of solidified themselves as third in the West with Minnesota's is without Ant for a little bit. I know Denver's hit a little bit of a snide right now. And then Houston, that clown, well, I can't say clown show, but it's a bit of a mess in Houston right now. Something that we all kind of talked about, the lack of the point guard is really biting them in a lot of these games. Like they're sitting there giving it to Durant up around the half circle and like, hey, Durant, use your handles and get off a shot. And it's like, why are we asking him to do that?
They just need somebody that can like. It's funny because they've been scoring much more efficiently since the All-Star break. But man, like for the better part of the year, that they just haven't been an efficient team. And then once Steven Adams went down, they just got to find a way to keep generating efficient looks because their old style of playing, just give it to KD, Amen, or Sengun and let him cook. It isn't going to work. You don't have Steven Adams to just scoop up all the misses. So it'll be interesting to see if their little hot shooting streak they've had recently continues into the postseason.
I mean, isn't it still kind of wild they haven't tried one of these, point guards that are kind of just laying around out there? Tried to bring them in to at least kind of give some pressure off of KD or whoever to kind of facilitate. I know a lot of people say just give it to Reed Shepherd, but even if you did that, you still would need somebody else to help Reed Shepherd when he's not on the floor. Like I don't get why they're so reluctant to bring somebody in.
Should have pulled the trigger on the Trae Young trade when they had the chance.
Very true.
Hey, I'd say even if you don't think the fit is going to be immaculate, the fact that Trae Young just went for a salary dump, I almost feel like some teams might be kicking themselves in the butt for not going after him when they had the chance. Looking at you, Orlando.
Yeah. Oh, Orlando spent a couple of days above the playing line. I think they fell back down with a loss or something the other day, but they're teetering there of being a top 6 team in the East. But yeah, they've been wildly frustrating all season.
Yeah, I think they just got to get. It almost feels like they need somebody now to just put the offense together, and that guy's just not Jalen Suggs. I think Jalen Suggs is a very good player, but I think they need somebody with a bit. Obviously, they need somebody that can score a bit more efficiently at the point guard spot. But I just also think that they need somebody just with a higher IQ that can get everybody set up in all the right places. Kind of like a Drew Holiday of sorts, ironically.
Mm-hmm. Also, the Hornets, their little hot streak has led them to they started this hot streak probably 11th in the East. They're just 10th in the East right now. all they've done is solidify themselves as a play-in team, and I mean that's probably a good kind of stepping stone for them. But yeah, it is what it is. So quickly, my top 5. I had the Thunder, Spurs. I got the Celtics at 3. I had the Nuggets at 4. Pistons at 5 with Cade out. And Jory, I will say, I did give some thought to the Lakers because they have won 9 in a row. And because so many other teams are kind of that I had the Lakers as an honorable mention with the Cavs and the Knicks. The Knicks, I just can't buy into them, especially now with like Mikal Bridges on this like woeful shooting slump that he's kind of on. Like I just don't buy into them. Cavs, I feel a little bit stronger about, but something about them is a little off too. And I keep saying it, Evan Mobley is probably going to be the deciding factor of how deep Cleveland can go into the playoffs. At least for me. Ian, you gave your 5. I guess who would be your honorable mention?
I guess my honorable mentions, I'd probably say the Lakers as well. Yeah, that'd probably be my honorable mention would be the Lakers, just because of the streak that they're on right now. So,
Yeah. Brett, who's yours?
You know what? I'm gonna ride the wave. I tried to ride it last year, but they let me down. I'm gonna do it this time. If they keep up this hot streak, give me the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay.
Hey, look, to me, they are scary because not only the thing is, nobody expects them to really do anything in the playoffs. They have no expectations and they have nothing to lose. I think that is a terrifying combo if you're playing against them because they're just going to play as freely as possible and say, hey, shout out to Concanupple for helping turn that team around. He's going to be Rookie of the Year. It's going to be awesome.
That is the second time tonight you've completely swerved me. The way you led into that, I was thinking you were going with some other team and you dropped the Hornets on me. Okay. So now I got to come back with this question. So assuming the Hornets get out of the play-in, who's I guess the 1 or 2 seed that they should hope to run into that they could possibly knock off?
Pistons.
Okay.
I think the real thing you want the Pistons. If you want to beat the Pistons and you want to get them, you want to get them early. You want to get them while Cade's trying to find his rhythm again. That's why I say that. I think if the Pistons get out of the first round, obviously, they have a real chance to make it out of the East. They're very good. But I do think there's a real risk with Detroit, even though I do think they are real contenders, that in the first round, if Cade comes back and he comes back slow, that's going to cause a huge problem. So I think if you're the Hornets and you're not have the choice, but you get matched up with either the let's say 1-2 seed right now, Pistons or Celtics, I'd probably want the Pistons because I don't know if Cade's going to be ready to go for that first round or 100%.
Okay, I respect it. Okay.
Say
I think it's a good answer. I guess getting Detroit early would make some sense. I think our questions about Detroit would probably be offensively and how efficient they can be. Charlotte's a team that when they have it rolling, like they can put points up pretty quickly. And I think if you get into a situation like that a team like Detroit might be a team that you could put a lot of pressure on if you're able to get them kind of uncomfortable and make them think that they have to kind of keep up with you. Pistons Hornets brawl rematch. That's also too some bad blood there. That was your motivation, wasn't it, Brett? You just want to see more brawling. I get it.
That too. That'd be a lot of fun. I'd say it's either that or obviously I think the real answer is pray that the Knicks take the second seed
Mhm.
from the Celtics. I'd rather have it'd probably be like Knicks, Pistons, and then if I'm them, I really wouldn't want to touch the Celtics. But at the same time, the Celtics might be in a kind of same-ish situation as the Pistons, where
Mhm.
you got to go through them, so you want to get them early while JT's still rusty.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, each game he definitely looks a little bit better, but yeah, there's still definitely a lot of rust on his game there. So, okay.
The best part about that's the fun part about the East. It doesn't feel like any team is like untouchable. So I'm excited to see.
Well, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, I know a lot of people make it seem like the West is so whatever. I think the East playoffs are going to be wildly entertaining for the same reason that you said. Like, I have no idea. I think the craziest thing is like the Sixers could be a play-in team, and everybody's going to say like if Embiid's there healthy, Maxey, who's going to miss some time, he's there healthy. Like they could be one of those teams in the 7-8 spot that some people look at and say, let's say the Sixers get the Pistons in the first round. There might be some people who say the Sixers will beat the Pistons. Like that's why I think it's going to be wildly entertaining. The West will be as well. Like don't get me wrong. NBA is definitely gonna be a lot of fun. These last 11, 10 games before we get into the playoffs. Let's see. Okay, this is some trivia. So tonight's trivia question. It is an NBA one. I'm looking at playoffs. Specifically, the 2024-2025 playoffs. I have the top 25 playoff scorers, the average per game. All you got to do is give me somebody in the top 25. For each name you get a point. Most points at the end, obviously, will win. I guess we'll use the 3-strike method. 3 strikes, you're out. So which one of you wants to kick it off and give out the first name? So top 25 playoff per game scorers, 2024-2025 playoffs.
Okay. I'll throw it out there because I feel like let's start with a layup. I feel like D Mitch is on there.
D Mitch. Yes, Donovan Mitchell was number 4, averaged 29.6 points per game. So that is a point for you, Brett. All right, Ian, who you got?
I'll go Shea.
Shea was number 3, averaged 29.9 points per game. All right, back to you, Brett.
I'll just take Giannis off the board right away.
Giannis was the number 1 scorer, 33 points per game.
Yeah, he killed it in that Pacers series.
Yeah. Okay, point for you. Ian, back to you.
Let's see if Dame's on there.
Dame. Oh, that's going to be your first strike. I don't even see Dame.
Dame didn't really play that much because he had I believe he had like the Achilles tightness and then popped the Achilles that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember that, yeah. So, yeah, no Dame, that's strike 1 for you.
Okay.
All right, give me, let's see, who was on a heater in that playoff run? Give me Julius Randle.
Julius Randle will give you a point. He was number 17, 21.7 points per game. So that's 3 for Brett. Ian, you have 1. It's back to you, Ian.
I'll do Brunson.
Jalen Brunson, number 5. He averaged 29.4 points per game.
Ooh, I'll go with I'll go with my guy who now has one of the greatest slander nicknames of all time. Was PB No J on there?
Where is
I
he?
feel like Banchero's got to be somewhere in that. He's going to bring it
Bancaro,
down.
yes, he is there. Bancaro's number 6, so probably shouldn't have been looking that long, but 29.4 points per game for Paolo Banchero. Back to you, Ian.
Jalen Williams.
J-Dub, okay.
J-Dub. Jalen Williams, number 19, 21.4 points per game. Back to you, Brett.
Tyrese Halliburton. Actually might not be on there. What? Maybe.
Halliburton will be your first strike. He was number 27 at 17.3 points per game.
I said that, then it hit me. I'm like, he didn't really score that much, but he was just close. Okay.
All right, so Halliburton's your first strike. Back to you, Ian.
Pascal on there?
Pascal is on here. Number 21. He averaged 20.5 points per game. Back to you, Brett.
Okay. Steph?
Steph Curry is number 14. He averaged 22.6 a game. All right, back to you, Ian.
Luka?
Luka is number 2, 30.2 points per game.
Oh, why not throw LeBron out there?
LeBron was number 10, 25.4 points per game. All right, you guys are getting through this list. Back to you, Ian. So it looks like you guys have gotten the top 6. So number 7 is the highest remaining.
Let's go Cat.
Karl Anthony Towns is number 18, 21.4. Back to you, Brett.
Is Jimmy Butler on there?
Jimmy Butler, number 22, averaged 19.2 points per game.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, number 15, 22.1 points per game.
I feel like I have a 50-50 chance to get this one right.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's one Houston Rocket on there, and it's got to be either Jalen Green or Alperen Sengun.
Okay.
But wait, I think Jalen Green had that one random 6-point game. Yeah, he's pretty awful against the Warriors, so I'll go with Sengun.
Sengun is number 20 on the list, 20.9 points per game.
I'll go Cade.
Cade, number 13, 25 points per game. All right.
I'll take Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray, number 16, 21.8 per game.
Did we say Tatum yet?
We did not. Jason Tatum was the highest left at number 7, 28.1 points per game. So now the highest remaining is number 8.
Can't remember. Did James Harden?
James Harden, number 24, just slides in 18.7 points per game.
I feel like I got to start thinking of role players that were going nuts for short stretches.
Yeah. All right, back to you, Ian.
Have we said Jokic yet?
Jokic is number 8, average 26.2 points per game. All right, so now the highest left, actually number 9 is left. That's the highest.
Who are some guys that went nuts? Okay.
I believe all we're left with is 9, 11, 12, 23, and 25.
Let's see. The Warriors Rocket series went to 7. I feel like there's got to be somebody else from there. I think somebody from there here, but I can't think of it yet. It's not Jalen Green. Could throw a shot in the. You're giving me a look. I feel like I should go with my shot in the dark.
I'm not swaying you either way because I feel like Jalen Green is just going to stay on your mind. That's all.
No, because I know it's not him, but there was more scoring to obviously push that series to 7.
Okay.
The only other guy I can think of, Fred VanVleet.
Is that your guess?
Yeah, I'll go Fred VanVleet.
Fred VanVleet is number 25.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Good part of me thought you were just going to say Jalen Green just to get it out of your head, but that's different to VanVleet.
Well, he is in my head, but because he had like such a bad series, I'm like, it went to 7. There's got to be 2 other guys that scored to make it happen.
Okay. Ian, back to you.
I'm going to go with the third scoring option for the Celtics and Derek White.
Derek White, number 23, 18.8 points per game.
Ooh, you know it's funny.
I believe we're just left with 9 and 11. I will be honest, Ian pulling out Derek White, I thought that might have been the one that would have slipped you guys up.
Unfortunately, my mind only gets stumped by big stars half the time. Like, I'm not going to get either of these last 2, and you're just going to be like, yeah, it was actually like Mikal Bridges. I'm like, I probably should have known Mikal Bridges was doing good that year. I really don't want to guess Mikal Bridges, though. No, he had the foot like the injury. I was gonna say Darius Garland, but I know he's not gonna be there. Uh Clippers had Kawhi and Harden. They're not gonna have anybody else.
Actually, correction. We're missing 9, 11, and 12.
You know what? I'll go with Mr. 83 himself, Bam Adebayo.
Bam is going to be your second strike. Okay, Ian, to you.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is number 11. 25.3 points per game.
See, told you it was gonna be somebody.
Well, back to you. We got 9 and 12 left.
I'm gonna get knocked out. I'm gonna go out swinging. Somebody else had to score besides Banchero, so off the top of my head, I'm gonna guess Franz Wagner.
Franz Wagner is number 9. 25.8 points per game. All right, so I guess if Ian pulls this last name here, he would get the win. It is the number 12 player.
I know Brett mentioned it, but did we actually say Kawhi?
Had that same thought, like, wait, I don't think I ever said Kawhi.
Never said Kawhi, and number 12 is Kawhi Leonard. He averaged 25 points per game.
Because Brett said Kawhi, and I was just like, I don't have him written down.
Because Brett, they were like,
Thank you.
it has to be a Clipper on here.
I
And he went to Harden. And then, like, this next turn, he was like, could go Kawhi. But then, no, I think it's just Harden. And then he just went somewhere else. And yeah.
probably didn't help myself by stop writing names after Julius Randle, so I couldn't remember if we said Kawhi or not. I just assumed we did. By the way,
Yeah, that's the top 25. I mean, you guys got through without striking out. That's impressive.
shout out to me and Ian, by the way, for like forgetting about Kawhi and Anthony Edwards, but getting to Fred VanVleet and Derek White before both of them.
I mean, look, if you hadn't had another round, your mind probably would have gone back to the Clippers, or you probably would have said like Zubac, who was actually 26th on the list.
You're probably not wrong. That's the sad part.
Yeah, guys who just missed Zubac was 26, Halpern was 27, Evan Mobley was 28, and Anunoby 29, Aaron Gordon number 30. So Jory put Reeves. Where is Reeves on this list? Yeah, Reeves is what? 71. Bam was number 70. He averaged 17 and a half points per game. You also mentioned Garland, but Garland was like 68th, 18 points per game.
Yeah, because I remember he got hurt and then he just started playing really off for the rest of like that playoff. So I was like, Garland, nah.
Who was somebody else that you? Oh, you didn't bring up Bridges. He was number 33, 15.6. But yeah, okay. So that was trivia. You guys did well. I will obviously have another one for next week. But yeah, I mean that's all we have for you tonight. Unless there's anything you guys want to add before we get out of here.
I would say I had a lot of fun tonight. I'm glad we finally didn't screw up a trivia.
Yeah.
If
Guys did well.
if anybody's just tuning in, Ian beats me in trivia every week because for some reason I'm awful at trivia. So it's finally nice to finally have a competitive trivia game that isn't just like, yeah, final score, Ian 100, Brett, yeah, just go home.
I mean, look, you each had some deep cuts. Like the Van Vliet one was impressive, and like I said, Ian, I did not know if Derek White was going to get called, but you named him.
Hilariously enough, my mind did start going back to the Celtics after Van Fleet. I don't know if I would have went with Derek White, but it probably would have came up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my mind would have went like Pritchard. No, he didn't have enough volume, and then we would have started hitting like Derek White's name.
Right. I mean, Brett, you can let them know, Meaty Boys tonight, what they can look forward to.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk some wrestling. We got some fun segments planned out. We gotta rank these WrestleMania video packages ready for you, and then make your dream WrestleMania card. The kicker is you have to use celebrities and not actual wrestlers. So, what would your dream WrestleMania card be using celebrities?
Okay, so bringing back like the celebrity death match.
Yeah, pretty much.
To Ron Artest versus the Fan in Detroit. That video is just like the poor kid just holding the cup like, it wasn't me, I'm holding my cup, and he's still got
The wrong guy got punched was the best part.
But I remember watching, I was like, hey, Ron, he's holding his cup. He couldn't have thrown his at you. Like, why are you going after him? He probably said something on his way up, and Ron probably heard it, Didn't take much for Ron to go crazy. But yeah, so...
Yeah, my first matchup, Ian versus Ben McAdoo, Giants legend. Known for one thing in benching Eli Manning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a bad time.
Yeah. Hey. Good times. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that definitely is an interesting angle, and, people got tuned in to find out the matchups and everything like that. That should be a lot of fun. Ian, you got anything?
No.
All right. Always good being on with you guys. So have a lot of fun. We will be back next week. You can check me out on Friday, Passionate Precision with Jory and Key. We will have a fun show lined up for you then as well. Also, check out all the other shows here on the network. Make sure you like the Wire to Wire Facebook page, or subscribe if you're over on YouTube. And yeah, we'll be back next week for some more fun, and hopefully you guys will join us. So until next week, we're out of here. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your week.